Okay, howdy partners. So, this is Massive Effect. We rock and roll, get you up in the Google so you get more visitors and sales. I want to show you how to do some SEO, search engine optimization. We have a hideous website right here, just horrendous. This won't be a design video, this is going to be a SEO video. So, we're not going to get into any of that. But let's talk about SEO. First things first, let's open up some Notepad. Now, let's talk about content. That's basically how a small business is going to win in the game of SEO. The two main things in SEO are content and links. Getting people to link to your website, that's pretty hard for a small business owner, unless you have a lot of budget. So we're going to assume you don't have a lot of budget, you have a small business. So the path will be content. So how do we add content to a website, and what is content? Content is basically text. It's also images and video and audio, but that doesn't matter so much to the Google. Text and video is what you want to add to your website. Now you might think, okay, well, what do I do? I've got home, I've got services, testimonials, about, contact. You've got your 5-page website. Well, your 5-page website is not going to get to the top of Google unless you have some sort of unusual circumstance where there's no competition. For instance, if this is a construction website in your town and this is the only one in your town and people search general contractor near me, well, you're going to be fine because there's nobody else in Google Maps. So congratulations. But if there are any other businesses around, you're going to be in competition with them. You got to get to the top. So how do you do it? Creating content. And 5 pages is not enough. 5 pages is not nearly enough. So what do? Well, we start with the services page. So if you're in a service-based industry, this is perfect. You know, you could be in accounting, you could be a florist, maybe. You could be a personal trainer, you could be a photographer, you could be a general contractor, plumber, electrician, landscaper, dog walker, as long as you're providing a service, right? So what you do is you make 1 page per service. So for this general contractor, he does bathrooms, flooring, kitchens, carpentry, doors, painting, electrical, windows, and I'm sure there's even more. He could also he might do roofing, he might do landscaping potentially, probably not. Plumbing, right? Goes on and on. What you need to do is write out all of the services your company provides, every separate service. Don't group them. Like if you do, for instance, like painting, right? Well, let's break that down to exterior painting and interior painting, all right? And go into further detail. If you do windows, then, do you also do, siding and roofing, stuff like that? So depending on your business, you really need to get really detailed and list out every service. And then what you do is you make 1 page for each service. That's what you do. As opposed to this guy has 1 page only, and he's just listing all of his services. Look at all these different ones. Pipe fitting, plumbing, landscaping. Look, he does do landscaping after all. Masonry, ironworking, good lord, insulation. So, even fencing, carpeting. So there might be 40, this bloke might have 40 different services. So you know what that means? 40 different pages. That's going to take some time to create all that content, but you're going to have a very juicy and substantial website if you do that. Because when Google looks at this website right now and it takes a peek, it sees a 5-page website with not a lot of content. But if it came back and it saw, 40 pages under the services section, oh my God, it's going to weigh it very differently. So whatever your business is, figure out each separate service, really separate them. Okay, then let's go for 500 words per service page. 500 words per service page. Well, what are you going to write on your service page? How to write a service page, services page. All right. Let's start from the end. Obviously, testimonials. A testimonial. Outstanding. With name, date, city, and contents. Whatever you want to call that. The words, the wordage. So let's get a testimonial on your services page for that particular service. And ideally, a photo as well. That would be brilliant. Nobody does that. All right, so we've got 100 words right there, a nice juicy testimonial. What else could we add to a services page? How about your process? Your process. So if I want my doors to be done, if I have a door that needs to be done, how does it all work exactly? Now it's probably going to be the same, for the majority of your pages, like for your services, how your process works. But spell it out anyway. People love to know. People don't want to be a mystery. The more certainty you can give the prospect, the better. So what the process would be is fill out a form, fill out our free estimate form. Next would be we do a consultation call. All right, and then the next thing in the process would be we send our tech out to check it out, and then we do the job, and then you can rest easy. So you can take something like that and use it on every page for each of your services and just talk a little bit about that. And this would be a heading, right? And then you'd have like some bullet points or little sections. It could be like this. Going on down to Laugh with Paint. And let's see. Yeah, it could be kind of like this. So it could be like our process, or yeah, something like our process. And then you'd have step 1, right? Fill out our free quote. Step 2, consultation call. Step 3, we send a tech out to check it out. And then step 4, we do the work within, blah, blah, blah. Step 5, you're happy. So something like that laid out like this, done for each of your services, is going to be good. And we got the testimonial. What else should we put? You should definitely do a little bit of the problem and the solution. The problem and the solution. Because we're trying to figure out how do we get 500 words, right? 500 plus words. Now I'll be on it. No, we don't need to say that. I'll give you a little secret. The more words, the better. So if we went all in and did 1,000 words, that would be even better. That, of course, requires a lot more endurance and more work. But maybe you can start with 500, right? Do 500 for each of these, and then do another round, do a second pass and get up to 1,000. Because the more words, the better for the Google. And once you get up into the thousands, Google really starts digging your pages. I'm talking like 2,000 words on a page. Wow, very hot stuff. So a problem section and a solution section. Our process, not your process, our process. Now the problem and the solution, we'll give you a bad example of that over at Sleepwear Co. No, thank you. We're going to take a peek. Hopefully it's still here. So great, it's still here. So we have a problem right here. Spending time at home with nothing cute to lounge in. Embarrassed emoji. Da, 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 da. So this is the problem that the prospect is experiencing on this website, right? They're feeling not very cute with their flannel, with their polyester Batman onesie. So we're going to talk about the problem and how terrible life is with this PJ problem. And then we have a solution. We'll make you feel comfy AF. All right. Yay. So we've got before and after. This actual, this flow is opposite. You're supposed to start with the problem first and then do the solution. For whatever reason, the solution is first and the problem is next, which is wrong. So on our pages over here, let's talk about the problem. You know, for someone who is doing bathroom remodeling or something, you know, are you tired of your ugly bathroom? Are you sick of your disgusting bathroom? Sick of your disgusting bathroom? Fed up with your etc., etc.? And then we'll write 100 words, all right, about the problem. Put 100 words. And then we've got the solution. All right, we're going to talk about the solution with blah, blah, general, blah, blah construction. You're going to want to eat your breakfast off your bathroom floor. It'll be so nice. So let's do 100 words on that. Bam. Our process, yeah, I would hope you'd have 100 words for that one. Testimonial, we'll guess 100 words. Bam. You can, we can add another section to a service page. FAQs, frequently asked questions. Frequently asked questions. And that could be a lot. That could be bloody 500 words. But we're going to take it easy and keep it simple. We'll do 100 words for that. So with that, what are some things on the prospect's mind about bathroom remodeling? Well, how much does it cost? Do you guarantee, ooh, I always, do you guarantee your work? What else would somebody want to ask? Who knows? Whatever it is, let's be the prospect. Talk to your salespeople and ask them what are the most common things people ask on the phone when they're shopping around and trying to check out who they want to do business with. All right. Put those in the FAQ section. You can even throw in some objections if you want. You know, are your guys on time? It's a great time to handle that objection. Our guys are always on time and will never leave you waiting. Other FAQs, just throw them in, and bam, you've got another 100 words. 500 words done for one service. When you break it down into little sections like this, it becomes much more digestible and confrontable. All right, and if you check me out for a moment, and you see it, I'm not just putting filler text. You know what I'm talking about? Filler text. It's basically words just to have words. Like, let's just dump some words on the page. That's filler text. The text that we're writing right here is not only going to be good for the Google, but it's going to be good for sales, because we're actually doing a little sales funnel, talking about the problem, the solution, how we're going to get that solution with the process. Potential objections or things on the mind of the prospect, and then a testimonial to send it home with some social proof, right? Of course, if you want to go all in, we'll get a nice free estimate quote form at the end, you know, with name, phone, email, so you can capture the flow. As people go through these sections, they get more enlightened, then they might be warmed up a bit enough for a free estimate quote form. So this is really the way to go when you're making your content for service pages, service-based small business. You don't just want to throw in a bunch of random text. You know what I mean? You don't, text is not filler. All filler, no killer, as they say. You want to be a killer. So you do that by making a nice structure like this, keeping the marketing in mind, right? 'Cause it's all about building trust and desire, but then get the wordage on the page, 500 words plus. So you're winning favor from the Google by having lots of unique text, which is centered around your industry, right? And then you're also winning by structuring it in a way that this text is useful in selling the prospect, all right? It's twofold, two-pronged, double trouble strategy. So you should use that on every service page for your small business. Bam. Now, let's say you had e-commerce. For instance, our chaps over here, our blokes, e-commerce, they're selling jammy jams. Can we do the same thing? Well, let's click on one. Click on one. How does this work? So we have a product with not a whole lot of content. This content is most likely duplicated onto every page. This is all duplicate content. Like on your services page for your company, you're not going to use the same piece of content for every one of these pages. That is total folly. Terrible. Google will devalue the page and you won't get any benefit. So, so on this one, if you have an e-commerce site, it's the same thing. Don't copy that same product description on all your products. It's just a waste. Google will not love you. So coming back to it, we have a product. Okay, this is e-commerce. How can we fill up? How can we put some good text on this page that Google will love and will also help sell our prospects? So of course we can also talk about the problem and the solution very simply. This is universal. Our process, would this really fit for an e-commerce site? I think it could. It would probably only have 3 steps, right? Buy here, we ship it, you get it. Fine. It might only be 40 words, but anything to make the prospect feel having some more knowledge on the whole flow will be a nice thing. FAQs, absolutely, you can do that on an e-commerce page. For these guys, there's a lot of questions people might want to have on an e-commerce site, like what if it doesn't fit? Do you have a return policy? What's it made out of? Is it made by organic vegan cotton or something? So they want to know about the product itself. Let's put that in the FAQ. You could have a really juicy FAQ for sure. And then also on e-commerce, you can do testimonial pages as well, no problem. Stuff that content in. At the end, you're not necessarily going to do the free estimate quote form. That's a little bit more centered around the small service-based business. You could just do another call to action with the add to cart button. So a lot of what we just went over applies to product pages for e-commerce as well. Very nice. All right. Well, that's just one aspect of getting your website up in the Google. Start with your service pages, right? List out all your services, completely differentiated. Because even with this, carpentry, well, what kind of carpentry? Are we talking about cabinets? Talking about, I don't know. What else do people carpent? I don't know. But get a little more granular, and then a page for each of these using a nice format like this, and then it's going to kind of help write itself. And then by doing that, you're going to have heaps upon heaps of pages. You're not going to be a 5-page website. Google's going to see that you're doubling down and you're a source of knowledge. So Google will then give you some love and boost you up. And additionally, your site's just going to be so much more useful for the prospect from a sales point of view. Because if I'm a prospect and I'm interested in you doing some carpentry for me, I would much rather have a page just about carpentry so I can just see, okay, this is my unmet need, how can he help me? Instead of something like this where it's like, oh God, right? Oh, forget about it. Nobody wants to read this. This is just for the birds. So go ahead and do that. If you want help, if you can't quite be bothered, If you can't be bothered, come on down, massiveeffectmarketing.com. That's us. I've been doing SEO since 2003, built hundreds of websites. We can take care of you. Yeah, so there you go. There it is. Come on down, massiveeffectmarketing.com. Also, if you have a website, go ahead and put it in the comments and I can take a look at it for free. Do a little video, see what's good, see what's bad, and give you a strategy so you can start getting more visitors and getting more sales. So don't be shy, just drop it in the comments. All right, so until then, thank you very much and see you next time.